they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window? I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets.
Welcome to Gravo's Giblets. We are back and we're out here dropping giblets. I'm your host, Gravo, and I'm joined by Denny one time to break down the Week 7 NFL slate. We are missing Fitz today, but welcome back, Mid-Major Matt. He's going to help us with the NFL today as well. So I hope you listened to him for the college football podcast, and he's back to give you some winners for NFL. So let's break down the board. We actually have been doing very well with our NFL season. Denny is 10-8 overall. He took the Falcons' loss last week, but big wins with the Dolphins coming back. They're a wagon. And the Bengals starting to play well. Fitz, 12-6-1. His Pats lost off a safety. Mac Jones taking the safety. I'm sure he'd be talking about that if he was here. Ravens get it done in London. And the Colts and Jags go over 45.5. And then myself, I'm 13-6. Cincinnati with a big win. The Bears lost to my Vikings. And the Texans, I continue to ride the Texans with a big win. Unfortunately, they have a bye this week. All right, Duke, on the board, what 3 games do you like this week on the board for the NFL?
I like my first bet is Tampa laying 2.5 at home versus the Falcons. I think my man Baker Mayfield will find a way to get it done. I actually like the Chargers getting 5.5 at Kansas City. I think the Chargers are in a spot where they really need a win. Kansas City has been finding ways to win but aren't really blowing people out. And I see the Chargers keeping it close, maybe even sneaking it out. But the Chargers need a win here. And historically, Herbert, they always seem to flirt around 500. And when they coming off a loss, they find a way to battle. Eckler's healthy. So my third bet, it's kind of I feel dirty saying this out loud, but I'm taking the Commanders getting 3 at the Giants. And to be honest, I would take any team getting 3 or more. 2 bad teams. It's going to be a puke fest. But I don't see why the Giants should be favored by 3 over anybody, to be honest.
I like it because 3 is a huge number there because it's moved to 2.5. I would love it. But I'm going to fight you with the Chargers Chiefs here for a second. Fitz did write a comment here for us. It said, Patch wasn't so gross after all. You can't take a safety down 2, getting 3. This is why Mac Jones isn't the guy Bailey Zappi would never.
Season.
With that being said, here are his picks. He said that every line feels tight this week, and they are. He is taking Tampa Bay minus 2.5 against the Falcons with Denny. Packers minus 1. And his Niners, after going against them against the Cowboys, he says the Niners bouncing back minus 6.5. So the Niners, who are taking the Vikings, we know Kirk Cousins on Monday night, prime time, not great. So he's getting the Niners at 6.5, and that's moved to 7 on DraftKings. And then the Packers at Denver minus 1. Denver's pretty bad. And then for myself, I really like the Colts to bounce back. I think Minshew is not a terrible quarterback. They are at home plus 3 against the Browns. You know Browns, great win against the 49ers. I think Deshaun Watson is still out. So I think the Colts at home getting the points are going to win that game against Cleveland. And then I'm fighting Denny. Chiefs at home, minus 5.5. I think Herbert is hurt. I think Eckler is still trying to nurse that injury. He didn't look so great last week. And Quentin Johnson, he's just not there. I don't even know what's up with that. So if they could shut down Keenan Allen, I think they win by a couple of touchdowns here. I think the Chargers and their coaching staff, not the best in the NFL. I think that guy goes this year.
I agree with everything you said, and I'm still betting the Chargers.
Lions plus 3. I'm riding that. I know this is scary. At Baltimore is always scary. But I just think they're a really good team. I just love where they're at. They're vibing together, and they're getting points. I don't think the Ravens are that great. Lamar kind of scares me. I know some people are Lamar truthers. I guess I should be since we have a lot of his cards, but he's scaring me a little this year. They were in the red zone probably 6 times last week in London and scored once. Like a touchdown, what I mean. Everything else was Justin Tucker, who's their best offensive weapon. So I like the Lions +3. Mid-major Matt, any? I know you don't have to play all 3 games. I know you like to pick ones that you're confident in, unlike us that pick the whole board. What are you confident in, mid-major Matt? Do you have any picks for us to make some money this week?
I like the Rams this week. Rams -3. I feel like the Steelers are getting respect because they're coming off a bye. Mike Tomlin's not Andy Reid off a bye. And I just believe the Rams defense is good enough. It's not like the Steelers offense. I do think it'll be interesting to see what Deontay Johnson does. It looks like he's going to play and Freiermuth may play. So I think that's another reason why they're kind of giving the Steelers respect. I just think the Rams are a better team. I think Sean McVay is going to get them scoring some points. And -3, essentially home field, which we know it'll be a Steelers home game because all the Steelers fans will descend upon that place. But I still like the Rams -3.
I like that too. All right. Our next segment, Prop City, is our best prop bets of the week. We know Denny does not normally do prop bets. He said that he was going to do some research last week. Guess what?
0-2.
0-2. And it wasn't even close. Devontae Adams was very disappointing. He even said it this week, "Give me the ball," even though they're winning. He's like, "Just give me the ball. Like, I know we're winning, but I am the talent." Pretty much is what he said. So I'd go back to that well this week because every time that happens, it hits. And then Pierce looked terrible, and I was on you with Pierce, man. I loved him in daily fantasy as well. He only had like 30 rushing yards. And if he did anything, I would have cashed some of my lineups. So he was under 48.5. Fitz Thielen, absolutely awesome. He is the bright spot for the Panthers. Over in his receptions, Fitz is 4-3. And I dropped to 4-5 because Jamar Chase could not continue his touchdown streak. No touchdown, unfortunately. So, Denny, let's go, man. Let's get on the board.
Yeah, you're probably right. That like Devontae would be a good bounce back spot because these big name diva receivers, whenever they whine, they get the ball the next week. But last week I said props. I'm going to stop saying props are dumb, and I'm going to do the research. So I did the research, and I went 0-2. So I'm back to saying props are dumb. But give me Scary Terry playing at the Giants over 57.5 yards. And all of our fantasy data we bore through, he's projecting well. And I'll love me some Scary Terry.
All right. Me and Fitz actually are going the same direction. Mid-major Matt was talking about the Rams -3, so I kind of like this even more because they're going to go to their man Cooper Kupp and they're going to pepper him. And Kupp over 90.5 is projected for him to get 110 receiving yards, so I like that over 90.5. Fitz as well.
Do you think Kupp and Puka are going to be fantasy weapons indefinitely?
No, I think Puka took a hit last week. We saw. I think Kupp is now getting healthy and stepping back into his role.
So he's the alpha male, and
Stafford is going to be looking for him. 1A. Puka is his second option. Still will get I think his average probably like 5 receptions, maybe a touchdown. But he's looking at Kupp. He was just, what was he last week? He told me like 15 targets, something like that. So Kupp is back fully. But for fantasy wise, you're not dropping Puka. But if you are like fighting for those playoff or jockeying for playoff position and you have Puka, it's a good trade. Trade high right now, in my opinion. So Kupp over 90.5. Matt, you got a good prop for us this week?
I'm going to emotionally hedge here and take Tua over 1.5 passing touchdowns against my Eagles. I don't know who the secondary is going to be, and the Eagles have a really good run defense, and I don't think Mostert's going to find as many holes as he usually does. So that means Tua's going to bomb away, it feels like. So give me over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Tua in this one.
So you're an emotional gardener?
I'm an emotional gardener, yes.
You cry into your petunias?
Fitz likes that too. He's a big 49ers fan, so that's why he bet the Cowboys that week. He does the same thing. So you guys can think about it. If he was here. All right, DFS. After Goosen last week, and then we had a big week the week before. Hit another big week.
2 out of 3 weeks.
2 out of 3. We love it. We plus 2K, 2,000 around. We profited about $2,000 in DFS last week for the Raybos crew, which was awesome. Our big lineup was the Dolphins are absolutely insane, especially when they got down 14-0. I was like, now they got to air it out. Like Tua in the Hill combo with Mostert going crazy with no A-chain anymore.
Yeah, we had Mostert in
everything.
I think 14 of our 30 lineups or something.
He was my lot. I was like, lock him in. And then we also had Kyron Williams, who we were a little nervous about at the beginning, but his second half, fed him the ball, 2 touchdowns. Foreman for Chicago was okay. He didn't get in the end zone, but it didn't hurt us. Samuel for the Commanders getting in the end zone was huge. The percentage that he was owned. Pittman is just solid. And then Tampa Bay. I think Kyle Pitts finally got in the end zone.
He scored,
3,300. So that was our big lineup. That cash, I think we came in 4th place, which was like 3,000, and then first place was 10, and we were only 4 points.
Yeah, we needed
4 points away to ship it.
Yep.
So we're hot. So let's keep it going. And then Matt, you can hop in as well. I know you play a little DFS. Help us out a little bit. All right. So Denny at quarterback. Who do we like this week up top, mid-level and value pick?
Well, quarterback, I probably will not spend up at quarterback, but if I do, I'm going Herbie. And maybe I'm a Herbie truther, but I feel like on the road, they're 5.5-point dog. They're going to be throwing it. They're going to be slinging it as long as he stays in the game. I think he'll put up some numbies. I do like Geno at home in the mid-range at 6,000 against the Cardinals. And on the cheap end, I like Sam Howell against the Giants. The Giants are doo-doo.
Yeah, and then for me, like I'm the opposite of Sam Howell. Coming off injury, like I know this is kind of gross. Danny Jones, a good number for him. Like you said, you like the Commanders to win this game down, throwing the ball, get Saquon back, check downs. Danny Jones run a little bit, running a little bit more. Danny Jones is actually a good fantasy quarterback if you look at his numbers. I know the Giants aren't very good, but they're always playing.
It helps when you're down 28.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you need. But up top, I am either Herbert or Josh Allen. For me, I like the Colts, but I like the Chiefs, but I think Herbert and Eckler actually project out very well. And then I love Geno Smith this week. I think Arizona's coming back down to earth a little bit about how bad they really are on paper. But that's going to be it for me. Geno, Herbert, Josh Allen, Danny Jones is a good fill-in if you want to save some money down low. Matt, do you have any comments on quarterback this week?
I would say I hope Daniel Jones doesn't play because then I could put Tyrod in. Because Tyrod is he's got the mobility. I certainly like Tyrod, and I like the Sam Howell play too. I think Sam Howell has improved, and if this game is close, they're going to throw it a lot. The one thing I would say is just watch the weather. Every once in a while, the weather in New York, maybe winds, rain, whatever it is, just make sure whenever you play your DFS to make sure the weather is conducive to what you're hoping it to be.
I love it. All right, running back for me, I like Eckler. But I might be locking in Kenneth this week. All he does is score touchdowns. He's playing Arizona. Pete Carroll loves to run the ball. I think the Seahawks, what are they? The spread, I think they're -7. So big favorites, probably one of the bigger favorites on the board this week. Walker's going to get in at least twice. So that might be my lock. Denny, do you have any other running backs you want to add?
Yeah, I'm saying some of the same names you're saying. Kenneth Walker at 7,000. I like Pacheco at 6,100. And then for a cheapie, Jerome Ford. People are probably all Ford because he hasn't put out a lot in the last 2 weeks. But
Kareem Hunt scored last week. Didn't get more involved.
Yeah.
That.
But Jerome Ford at 5,100 versus the Colts projects well.
Awesome. Matt, do you have any running backs you want to add?
If you can guess who's going to be the Rams running back, you can run on Baltimore.
There you go.
But the problem is you've got 3 guys basically vying for the same thing. So you'd have to wait till Sunday to see who, the Schefters are saying like, oh, this could be the start. But you can run on Baltimore. The problem is, you can run on Pittsburgh. Excuse me. you can run on Pittsburgh, but it's just trying to guess, and we can't really. If you guess wrong, you better be right everywhere else.
Yeah, that is a risky pick, but I do like that play. Running back. I think they put out the salaries before Kyron Williams officially out, so I think you can get one of them running cheap. For receiver, Denny, who are you rolling with?
Staying with the Seahawks and Metcalf, 6,800. I think somebody is going to have a smash spot against the Cardinals, whether it's K9 or DK. Middle of the road, I like Hollywood at 5,300. I think pretty good value there. And then keep your eye on Wan'Dale Robinson for the Giants. He's super cheap, 3,800. He's getting more and more targets. That's a prop I actually bet last week and hit. But like,
y'all hear that?
Over
You didn't
20
see it on the show.
I know. I didn't know it until Sunday. But I think 28.5 yards last week was his. I don't know what it is this week, but 3,800 for a guy that's getting consistently 5+ targets a game. I like him.
Awesome. Going back to the Chargers here. Keenan Allen he's just so consistent in fantasy, and his price never moves. I like that. Amon-Ra St. Brown is elite. The Lions, 12 target man, one of the best receivers, becoming one of the best receivers in the league. I really like Michael Pittman for the Colts this week. Minshew, they seem to have a really good connection. And then for the Ravens, there's Zay Flowers, still at a decent price, getting a lot of targets as well. Another 6 reception game. Just needs to find the end zone, which will be great. End zone day. So I like Allen, Amon-Ra, Pittman, and Flowers as my 4 receivers. But again, we'll be mixing and matching. Really, it comes down to what quarterback you play, who do you stack, and who you stack in opposite of that as well. Matt, any receivers that we didn't mention that you like?
Curtis Samuel at 4K is pretty good. Jamo for the Lions is at 3,800. Obviously, he got the touchdown earlier, and he's starting to get more and more snaps. So he's obviously somebody. I love Wan'Dale. I think, at 3,800, people will skip the Giants because they'll think that the Giants are worthless. And then Michael Wilson of the Cardinals. He could break something off, and the Cardinals are going to be throwing a lot against the Seahawks. The Seahawks are pretty bad in the secondary, so he might be worth a look too.
All right, tight end. Tight end is always hard. We always like to kind of match up like our quarterback with our tight end. So like Danny Jones, I like Waller this week. Pitts is kind of a one-off because he's still so cheap. I don't like Ritter, but I think he can one-off Pitts. And then obviously Kelsey, you always throw his name out there because he just has a monopoly over tight end business and will likely score. But it's just do you want to spend up on tight end? So I won't hate it if you do play Kelsey. It's just you have to find different ways to get different. Tight end for you, Denny. Who you like?
If you're going to spend up, I guess Andrews is my guy at 5,700, but I'm probably punting at tight end this week. And the cheap guys I like are Musgrave and Meyer for the Raiders.
So Meyer had a decent week last week. Musgrave's back from injury.
I think he's playing.
All right, awesome. All right, so that's well, Matt. Any tight ends we didn't mention, or that we did mention that you like?
Michael Mayer. As was just mentioned, I agree there. The problem is if we throw every pass to Devontae, will Mayer get everything?
Right.
But the Bears are bad against tight ends, and he's earned some trust here. Obviously, there is a backup quarterback, no Jimmy G this week.
That's right.
So that also kind of hurts things. But backups like tight ends a lot as reliable targets, so that might help him.
All right, so let's get into our lock of the week Survivor pick. Me and Duke are out of Survivor. Fitz is still in. And he has his pick in as well. If I had to do a Survivor pick, it's the Seahawks are the heavy favorites that probably a lot of people haven't used yet, or the Bills. If you haven't used the Bills, you might be taking the Bills and might not be this week. A lot of people probably haven't heard. Fitz is taking the Seahawks, so he's used the Ravens, Bills. So he's already used the Bills. Chiefs, Niners, Lions, Dolphins. He's going Seahawks this week. Let's see if Fitz can keep it going. All right. But locks of the week. Fitz is going Rams -3. Maybe he's just listening or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Matt said Rams
he's a McVay
earlier.
Fitz is a McVay truther. He always has been.
He likes Rams -3. anybody in the 49ers division he likes. All right, Denny, who's your lock of the week?
I think I don't really love any of these games, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's tough week.
But having to pick a lock, I will take Tampa, laying less than a field goal at home.
At home against Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then for me, very tight this week. Like Denny said, going with a home dog, getting points. You don't have to win, but let's keep it within a field goal. Colts +3 at home versus Browns, coming off a great win against the Niners. I'm taking the Colts +3 because I can't take my other Texans. All right, Matt, give us a lock.
Kirk Cousins, Monday Night Football. It's a primetime game, so give me Kirk Cousins INT. It's the 49ers, so that helps out too. But Kirk Cousins, and it's -125 on DraftKings. I would have figured it was a lot higher price wise. So give me Kirk Cousins.
Get
INT.
that primetime Kirk Cousins guaranteed interception. Love it. Lock it in. Let's make some money this week. We are a card shop, so we are definitely rooting for a lot of people. So I'm going to go to our main man, Denny, here. Do you have anything to talk about this week with cards?
I would like folks to come see us at the Chantilly Show this weekend.
Yeah.
We're there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've got a table set up. Seta will be there. Gray and Fitz will be working up there a little bit. We have a massive Patrick Mahomes card you should come check out. We have a pretty big Lamar up there as well. And we'll have tons of Bowman baseball. Lots of football, lots of NBA guys. So come see us at Chantilly.
Yep, NBA season is coming up. We have a lot of great cards for good prices too. So come up and stop by our table. Also see here that we need Herbie and Josh Allen to get going a little bit.
I think I say that every week.
I know, it's like
Herbie and Josh.
Just enough, but it's not like that. We need that bump. All right. Well, I want to thank Matt once again for coming on our college football and NFL show. Is there anything you want to add, Matt, to the NFL slate?
NFL, I mean, as you guys are talking about, it's a tight week line-wise, so don't be afraid to kind of tease through key numbers. Never a problem. Or do moneyline parlays. Those are always fun, too. If you think 3 teams are going to win, try a moneyline parlay.
I love that. Teasers and moneyline parlay. All right, so that's going to be all for today. Good luck with your bets. Thanks for listening and riding with Graybows. And be sure to tune in next time. Leave us a 5-star review. We are out.
Giblets.
When I go to sleep, I don't see sheep, see dollar signs. $100 got him beat the eyes for the 100th time at a money line. Brock Purdy was irrelevant, now I'm at the front like a cutting line. G5 to the power 5, Gray was on fire like it's summertime. I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window? I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window?